Happy birthday, you broke bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, you dirty bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, you homeless bitch. Happy birthday, you funky bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, you pissy bitch. Birthday, you shitty bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, here's a job bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, get a job bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. To you. 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 Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look like a bitch. You is a bitch. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look like a bitch. You look like a bitch. Hey, I just want to say happy birthday, man. This song for all the birthdays out there, man. Everybody have a good birthday. You know what I'm saying? This, hey, use this on your birthday. Turn up on your birthday. This it right here. This that new shit. I'm in that water, I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, yeah, I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, yeah, I hit that dolphin. I had to hit that dolphin. Tell me what you know about the dolphin. Shorty said she want my number. Back her, the dolphin, my bag, baby dolphin. Molly, wop, wop, bop, bop. Hit the dolphin, wop, bop, bop, bop. I hit that Molly, wop, 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 wop. I hit that dolphin, wop, bop, bop, bop. Go and hit the dolphin, go and hit the dolphin. Where you up? Go and hit the dolphin, where you fucking must. Go and hit the dolphin. I just went and hit the dolphin, now my back hurt. I just hit the dolphin and slammed my mama. I just hit the dolphin and I just turned into Barack Obama. Molly, wop, wop, bop, 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 bop. My back hurt. I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, yeah, I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, I hit that dolphin. I'm in that water, yeah, I hit that dolphin. I had to hit that dolphin. Tell me what you know about the dolphin. Shorty said she want my number. Tell her go and hit the dolphin. Molly, wop, wop, bop, bop. Hit the dolphin, wop, bop, bop, bop. I hit that Molly, wop, 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 wop. I hit that dolphin, wop, bop, bop, bop. I'm about to slap a nigga. Will Smith! Please don't slap me in my face. Will Smith! I think I got slapped by Will Smith! I just want to say, keep my wife name out your mouth. Ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Slap you in your face and say, don't you say my wife name no more, or you gonna get slapped up like Will Smith! I'm about to star in the movie, bitch. Will Smith! I ain't Chris Rock, don't look at me like that. Did you get smacked? Will Smith just slapped you. Tell me what you're gonna do. That nigga just slapped you. On the block I hit the hooly hoo, hooly hoo. On the block I hit the hooly hoo, hooly hoo. On the block I hit the hooly hoo, hooly hoo. Will Smith just slapped you. I'm about to slap a nigga. Will Smith! Please don't slap me in my face. Will Smith! I think I got slapped by Will Smith! I just want to say, keep my wife name out your mouth. Ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Dude,
slap you in your face and say,
Yuno's really improving.
Don't you
He's
say
really,
my wife name no more.
you know,
or you gonna
he's
get
actually
slapped up
pretty,
like Will Smith!
he's getting pretty good at this, you know? He's getting pretty good at this, you know? Hello Fox, hello Captain C. It's a late night stream. It's gonna be kind of chill. I was at work like all day. So now I'm here. And we're just gonna chill. I saw this came out like 9 hours ago. I didn't realize this was the final trailer for it. So I'll watch this real quick and we'll probably game for like a little bit. Maybe talk to one another, maybe, possibly. That seems like the end goal.
There's a huge universe out there.
Unless you guys have content for me to watch, like there's stuff that I missed possibly.
With a lot of galaxies.
Okay. Okay, so just like the game. Okay.
We gotta get everyone out of here. Go, go, go! Mamma mia.
Is the villain really just Bowser Jr.?
I demand that you release my father.
Over my dead body.
Fine with me.
It seems like they've collided Galaxy with... Oh no, okay, Bowser comes back.
Long live the king! The Bowser name shall be feared once more!
Oh no! Everyone calm down.
Toad, pack our things.
Let's go. Oh, princess, you're going to regret that.
Seems like they're kind of combining multiple worlds and not just making it about... I mean, it seems like the central core is Galaxy, but there's like hints of other stuff as well. We'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. I was kind of hoping they'd stick to just Galaxy. Okay, yeah, Luma. Yeah, Luma's back. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Oh, by the way, birthday is Janky Johnny, but I'm assuming Johnny's probably asleep. I assume most people are probably asleep right now, so sadly. Rosalina. I know, I'm excited for Rosalina. And people were mad at Brie Larson being the voice for her, but to be honest, I think Brie Larson kind of has the Rosalina voice, so I don't think that's a problem. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Brie is like a massive Nintendo fan, so it's like they actually casted somebody who likes Nintendo, like who genuinely loves Mario. So it's not just somebody who like doesn't even know the source material, it's like somebody who like really loves the source material. So it's like, I don't know, I think that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick. But it's been a minute. I think last time I streamed was Wednesday, to be honest with you. I don't remember if any drama really happened as of recent. Is there any dramas that have like occurred? Or has it just been kind of like Mrao, Aiden, and them just kind of Dickers, Gamma, have they just been kind of finding like random things to talk about? Has that just been kind of their thing? Has that just been what they've been doing? Just finding random shit to talk about? Because I've been trying to pay attention, but I don't think anything is like really went down. I don't think. From my knowledge, I think a lot of it is just people finding random shit to talk about. Iran or slop? Oh, Iran. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about the Iran stuff. That's stuff that I don't even know what to talk. I wouldn't even know how to talk about that stuff. I wouldn't even... I wouldn't even know what to say. Like, I don't know, war bad. War bad, I guess. Thank God the time period where I basically, like, can't really stream because I'm not home like 99% of the time is when there's really nothing going on. There's not really any dramas or anything to talk about or really anything to do. So like, thank goodness. There's like nothing to do.
Today
So this
we're
is like the
talking about-
one time where I like, if I'm not going to stream, this is probably the best time. What is
About
this?
a Guardian of the Galaxy, a female one that has entirely nothing to do with that movie. It's Rosalina. We're talking about Rosalina from Super Mario Galaxy. But yeah, that movie was great, right? I love the part where Star-Lord was like, I'm Star-Lord, and he's all like, pew, 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 pew.
I love Guardians of the Galaxy. That's like one of my favorite movies. This is old, isn't it? 11 years ago? Holy shit. Jesus. 11 years ago is crazy. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I've never watched a game theory video. This is literally my first ever game theory video. I never grew up with game theory. I never watched MatPat. It was never something I discovered. It was just never something I ever discovered.
Then Groot was totally like, I am Groot. Oh, we're on. Hello, internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that really can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Seriously, I have not had that much fun at a movie in a long time. Oh, so good. Sorry, I gotta stay focused. Anyway, let's talk about Rosalina. She's a galaxy-hopping princess with a hairstyle stolen straight from Captain Planet's Dr. Blight. And from her humble beginnings in Super Mario Galaxy, she's starting to appear in everything.
Yeah, 'cause
3
she's
main
like-
series titles, 4
'cause she's like
Mario
goated.
Karts, a party, around at the links, and pretty soon the newest Smash. Really? Rosalina and like 15 Fire Emblem characters, and Ness still hasn't been confirmed for the game? Get your priorities straight, Nintendo. But outside of she owns a space station and she looks smoking hot in a biker outfit, what do we really know about this monotone maiden? Nothing. She's an interstellar enigma. Or is she? Who is Rosalina? Have there
Well,
been clues?
She's
hidden in-
like... Actually, that's true, huh? I don't really know, like, her background, I guess. I played the Galaxy games, but maybe I'm missing the story, but... The only thing that I remember is, like, she owns that, like... That's just, like, her home. And the Lumas, like, she just started taking care of the Lumas, so now they call her Mama. And that's really all I know. I guess I never really thought about, like, her inner, like, her backstory, I guess. I don't know
plain
anything
sight
about
as to
that.
what her true identity is. Today we're out to solve this maiden's mystery, and what we find throws everything you thought you knew about the Mario universe out the window. Well, except for the fact that he's a sociopath, which is still 100% legit. It seems to me the best place to start is with the bedtime story Rosalina reads throughout Super Mario Galaxy. The story recounts the tale of a sad little girl on a quest to find one Luma's missing mother. Prepare to be shocked.
Yeah, that's the
that
story. Yeah,
story is actually about Rosalina herself.
Oh,
What?
yeah,
An
what?
earth-shattering revelation, I know. But seriously, where it gets interesting is in Chapter 4, when the story mentions Rosalina's mother. Via the book's illustrations, we get 2 glimpses of her. First, from the back, and then again, the bottom half of her face. Do those hair flips, that mouth shape, the gold crown, and those rounded blue earrings look familiar? Because they should. Peach is Rosalina's mother. Cue the dramatic music.
Well, I don't know about that.
Not quite as dramatic as I envisioned, but okay. No, wait, I can read your mind. But the hair is longer and the dress is blue. That's what you're thinking, right? Right? Be honest. Man, I'm like the geeky version of David Blaine. But I agree, these similarities are very superficial and far from 100% confirmation. That's why it's also worth mentioning the silhouette of the castle that appears in Chapter 7 of the book, when the little girl in the story looks at her former home through her father's old telescope. Notice the 3 prominent spires with the one big one in the middle? Seems an awful lot like typical
There's no
depictions
way
of
her mom is
Peach's
Peach.
castle,
That doesn't
no?
make any
Since it's in
sense.
shadow, though, I suppose
'Cause
it
isn't
could
she,
be just
like,
any
older than
old
her by, like, a
3-spired
long-
castle with one very tall one in the
Isn't Rosalina, like, super old? I thought she was, like, really old. That's what I'm confused about, because I thought she was, like, really, really old. Like, she's not, like, you know, it's not like she's some, like, 20-year-old. She's, like, hundreds of years old, I thought. That could be something that I just maybe I just didn't... Maybe I'm just, like, that's just not even true, and I don't know where I got that from. But I thought she was, like, older than old.
center. I mean, I hear those are very popular in the Mushroom Kingdom after all. Hashtag obvious sarcasm is obvious. But if we're going to prove something as huge as Rosalina being the daughter of the first lady of gaming, we need something more than hints. We need something more definitive. We need something scientific. Genes! Ronnie, come on, let's try it again. Genes! Genetics, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Come on, dude, you're ruining my flow. If Peach and Rosalina are truly related, they should be sharing some physical features, right? And yeah, I mean, obviously they look alike, but we're the game theorists. We can do one better. We can use genetics to show that there's a high statistical probability that the two are related. So let's start with one of Rosalina's most identifiable
I think
traits.
they definitely could be related, but her being her mother doesn't make any sense to me.
Her earlobes. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Whether or not your earlobes hang low and wobble
Covered
to
guy
and fro
filming his
or
own
are attached to your
swatting?
head is dictated by
Excuse
a simple
me?
dominant recessive
Sure,
gene
what the fuck?
relationship.
Where'd that
You probably
happen?
did this stuff in school, right? 7th grade bio-sci, anyone? But to recap, you get one set of genes, or alleles, from your father and one set from your mother. The
This is like a
combination
fucking-
dictates
I'm
what
learning-
trait you show.
it's like
That's
going back to
called your
high school, dude.
phenotype.
What the fuck is
Phenotype
this?
for physical. It's what people see. So for earlobes, dangling earlobes are dominant and attached earlobes are recessive. Let's demonstrate that with a big D and a little d. So as an example, let's say that your father and mother both have one big D
My
allele
shit's
and one
attached.
small d allele. By creating a chart called a Punnett square that shows all the possible gene combinations the child could have, where he gets one gene from each parent, you see that the child is most likely to have dangling earlobes, because 3 out of the 4 scenarios contain a big D. The big D is dominant or stronger and covers up the little d. But if you have 2 little d alleles, one from mom and one from dad, your lobes will be attached, making it the rarer trait. Which is funny because Rosalina, believe it or not, has attached earlobes. Check it out! And that means
Dude,
both
wait,
her parents
am I
would need to
related?
possess the small d allele. But
Hi,
how
Rao.
can we
Hi, Nox. Oh, hey. Hey. Hi, Mrao.
possibly figure out the genetic code of fictional video game characters? I'm glad you asked that. Well, you start by looking at the phenotype. What do Peach's ears look like? Trick is, Peach's ears are normally covered by her ungodly large blue earrings, but Nintendo has been kind enough to show us Peach in her developmental stages.
Did you see my new viral tweet? No, I didn't. What do you mean? I feel like I would have seen that. Give me 1 second to look this up real quick. I had a hit tweet, actually. And when I say hit tweet, it wasn't that hit of a tweet, but it's bigger than what I normally get. Mrao. Give me a sec. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. Sorry. Doomer Media. There we go. Doomer Media. Dude. Hold on, real quick. Dude, she's like an alt girl who says slurs. Boner alert. You got like an actual hit tweet. 4.6k likes. Holy shit. Boner alert! Boner alert! You actually got like a real hit tweet. 79.5k views. She's 39. Wait, she's that old? I will give her this. She does not look 39. I'll give her that. She doesn't look 39, but the way she acts is definitely... She's a millennial, so it makes sense. She's a millennial. Even her bio literally says, "Made you look, F slur." She's so like quirky. She's so quirky, dude. The quartering lust after her IRL during a podcast. It was awesome. Wait, really? I might have to look into that after this. That's actually kind of funny. I might have to look into that. That I know of Melanie Mac. I don't know what the fuck she's ever done. All I know her from is like Twitter. All I know about her is that she's just like some Twitter woman who says like slurs and everybody like applauds her because she's like attractive. That's all I know about her. I don't know if she's like an actual content creator or if she like does like if she does something. I might have to look at that.
Baby Peach. Baby Peach doesn't have her ears pierced, and thus we can see that she too has attached earlobes. In other words, she possesses two small d alleles, greatly increasing the likelihood that her child would also have attached lobes. And that's not all. Look at Mario, who presumably would be the father. Attached earlobes
Okay, this is
again,
stretching
which
it.
means that the child of Peach and Mario would
I didn't realize game theory stretched shit this far, man. I didn't know game theory stretched it this far. That's
have a
God
100% chance of also having attached earlobes. Rosalina. And that's not all. What about eye and hair color? Now these things work a little bit differently. Both are polygenic or controlled by multiple genes. Let's focus on eye color. Eye color happens to be controlled by at least two separate genes. The first one, OCA2,
That's his whole thing.
comes in two forms.
I never watched Game Theory, Nox. This is literally my first ever video Game Theory video. This is literally the first ever one. I've never watched any other Game Theory video.
Brown and blue. The second one, called Gay, also comes in two forms, but this time it's green and blue. Now the way this works is in a tiered system, with blue alleles being recessive, green being dominant over blue, and brown trumping them all. Here's a chart mapping out all the possible combinations, and as you
I'm pretty
can
sure
see,
like with
blue eyes are
I'm pretty sure with like eye color you have to like brown is so prominent because I think you have to have like green, blue, or both parents have to have at least some bit of it in them for it to be for you to even get green or blue. And I'm pretty sure like if as long as one of them just doesn't have blue or green, like let's say one person has green eyes but the other person has blue eyes, and let's say they don't have a green gene in them and the other one doesn't have a blue gene in them, I'm pretty sure you just get brown. I'm like pretty sure you just get brown. That's what I'm thinking.
super rare because there are so many other genes that overpower those small bees. So for Rosalina to have those piercing blue eyes of hers, her parents would also need to, well, somebody call Staples, because that was easy. The fact that both Peach and Mario also have blue eyes means that their child would have a very high likelihood of also having bright
Romeo,
blue
thank you for
eyes,
sending
just
that.
like you see in Rosalina. Hair color works in a lot the same way. It's also polygenic. Without getting too detailed, the fact that Peach has blonde hair greatly increases the likelihood her child would also have blonde hair. So to summarize, with
Oh, am I wrong? I thought eyesight was completely different. I thought eyesight was, or not eyesight, jeez. I thought eye color was like both parents have to have that color in their genes to be able to even get that color. But I guess I could be wrong. I guess I could be wrong.
genetics, we're talking about statistical odds. And in this case, were Peach and Mario to have a baby, there's a very high likelihood that it would have the same phenotypes that you see in Rosalina. The last huge piece of genetic evidence.
I guess to be fair, the hair is kind of like it's a strawberry blonde. So I guess you could get that from maybe like a brown and a blonde. But like, that's a strong stretch because he's got brown hair. You would think like dirty blonde. Like you would think like much darker than this. You would think much
comes
darker.
from Rosalina's handedness.
Plus, I'm pretty sure
Watch all the
blonde is a
gameplay
much
footage of her, and you see that she's left-handed.
rarer
Notice how
gene.
she prefers to keep her wand in her left hand. In an interesting twist, promotional art for her shows her holding it in her right hand. But I would assume that this is actually the product of the world's right-handed
She could just be
bias.
ambidextrous.
That's a can of worms for an entirely
She could just be
different day.
ambidextrous.
For now, let's focus on the genetics. Handedness is weird because it's not like the
Food
previous
theory
genetic
instead.
examples.
What's
Researchers
food
have
theory?
no clear predictors that they've been able to figure out. What scientists do know is that consistently 10% of the world's population is left-handed, and that left-handedness tends to run in families, with the mother's preference being an important factor. On average, the chances of 2 right-handed parents having a left-handed child are around 10%. Having a right-handed mother and left-handed father keeps that percentage about the same. But having a left-handed mother and right-handed father makes the probability double. Now looking across games, particularly
I'm pretty sure the mom's genes are more favored when it comes to like kids or something. God, this is throwing me back to fucking high school, learning about like all this shit and God damn it, what was it called? Biology? Yeah, biology.
Sports games, Mario Super Sluggers, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Nintendo's main man is clearly right-handed, no question there. But Peach is actually ambidextrous, good with both her right
I pointed
and
that
left
out.
hands, playing baseball and tennis favoring the right, but golfing
that's actually
favoring
kind of
the
a-
left. People born with a left-hand bias at birth are statistically more likely
Map
to
Hat has
show
different theory
ambidextrous
channels?
qualities later in life. So the likelihood of a
fuck with
couple
a-
like
I fuck
her
with
and
a food
Mario
theory.
having a left-handed child like
I'd fuck with a
Rosalina
food
is
theory.
actually greater
Hi,
than
Remy.
most other couples. The only thing that would increase those odds would have both parents be lefties, which increases the probability to 35%. So similar to how we approach TF2's Pyro, not only does
Sex?
Peach match the mother's depiction in the storybook, but statistically speaking, Peach's hypothetical daughter would have a much higher than normal chance of sharing a lot of the same qualities as Rosalina. But there's one final piece to this puzzle. Let's revisit Chapter 7 of
Sauce
Rosalina's
analysis or
bedtime
something? I
story.
might have to
We've
pull
already
that
talked
out.
about the illustrations, but let's talk about the clues buried in the actual text. Quote, she twisted the knob of the telescope and the blue dot grew until she could make out a grassy hill dotted with flowers. It seemed very familiar to her. Zooming even closer, a terrace on the hill came into view. She remembered rubbing the sleep out of her eyes as she followed her father up that hill to look at the stars. So we know that Rosalina's home, that castle we saw in silhouette, isn't far from a good stargazing hill dotted with flowers. Galaxy's opening scene has Mario running to the top of a hill that overlooks Peach's castle, meaning it's close enough to walk to and has a beautiful
Dude,
view of the
I
stars.
I feel like these theories are so deep that even like, you know, I feel like even the people making Mario don't even think about this shit when they're making the game. Like, this is just unintentional shit they put in the game that was not meant to be, like, correlated.
It also happens to be lined with flowers, just like the hill described in the storybook. And not only does it have flowers, but look at the color of the flowers in the illustration. Purple, white, and yellow. Now look at the flowers on Mario's hill at the beginning of the game.
What the fuck?
Purple, white, and yellow. Now we're getting somewhere.
That's
And
how
there's
I-
more.
that's how I
Here's an
found out
excerpt
about,
from when Rosalina's story takes a dark
Map
turn.
Hat in the
Quote,
back in the
she remembered
day,
having
but I
picnics
never
with her
watched
mother on
any
that
of
hill
his
on bright
map
and windy
stuff.
days, and the girl burst into tears. I want to go home. I want to go back to my house by the hill. I want to see my mother. The girl was shouting now, her face wet with tears. But I know she's not there. I knew all along that she wasn't out there in the sky because she's sleeping under the tree on the hill. The girl's cries echoed through the stars, and a hush fell over the area. Like a punch to the gut, the story reveals that
Her
the
mother is
girl's
dead.
mother has been dead and buried the whole time. In a game like Mario, where dying in pits of lava or getting sucked into black holes is pretty much par for the course, knowing that there's a character that has died and is buried is just unsettling. It's a bit eerie. But this passage also provides us another clue as to the geography of this hill. There's a single tree on top of it. Find that tree on top of that stargazing hill that's right down the road from Peach's castle and with the yellow, purple, and white flowers, and you've got yourself a slam dunk. So, I played through the beginning of the game again looking to find that tree and didn't. Theory busted. Or was it?
Yikes.
I remember that the end of the game features one final grand sweeping shot of the landscape around Peach's castle.
Okay.
And would you believe it? At the top of that hill, the hill that Mario just so happens to start the
there's a
game
tree.
at, the hill that matches all the qualities we've been looking for so far, what's at the top of that hill?
A
Single
tree.
tree. Whew, did you feel that? I just got a chill down my spine. All the signs are there. Peach's hair, earrings,
What are we
mouth,
doing tonight?
and crown in the
We're doing
illustrations.
theories.
The genetics contributing to Rosalina's attached earlobes, blue eyes, blonde hair, and left-handedness. And the geography of the stargazing hill with white, yellow, and purple flowers with a single tree on top that Rosalina's mother is buried under. Wait, if Peach is Rosalina's mother, then that would mean Peach should be buried under that tree. How is that
Exactly.
possible? Clearly
Exactly.
I've overlooked something. Or I'm just
DM'd
running
you
out
food
of time
theory.
and have to save it for
Oh.
part 2. I promise
This
you, not
one's-
only is there an
I'm excited for
explanation,
this
it's
one.
one that perfectly fits with the theme of the game, ties together all the weird, cryptic loose ends present in Super Mario Galaxy, and even begins to offer us some deep philosophical undertones to the Mario franchise as a whole. In the meantime, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Hey, well,
This whole theory is gonna be broken once the movie happens, and there's gonna be Peach and Rosalina in the same place at the same time. Hold on, I gotta see this real quick.
Yeah. Melanie and I will be watching the football game tonight, and Hannah Claire will probably be going somewhere family orientated.
I can't watch football with you guys?
You can.
Wow.
I would love that.
Oh yeah, that would be
Wow,
fun.
thanks, Melanie.
I
I'm
would
not
love
sure.
it.
Cock blocking.
You know, if you wanted to, but I would love
I'm
it.
great at
Yeah.
watching sports, and by that I mean I'm solidly okay.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Well, we got to figure out where we're gonna go. I have a dinner place I want to go, but I got to call.
Okay.
Football game tonight, and
Yes.
Hannah Claire will probably be going somewhere. Claire will probably be.
Help me. Dude, she cock blocked him. She cock blocked him. She was like, "Oh, I want to go too. I want to go too." Oh no. What the fuck? What does she do? What does Melanie do? Help me. He got so upset, bro, when she said she wanted to join.
No, if you wanted to, but I would love
I'm
it.
great at
Yeah.
watching sports, and by that I mean I'm solidly okay.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Well, we got to figure out where we're
He's
gonna
so upset. He's so upset that now there's two. He knows he can't get in now. Oh my goodness. That was such a W move. That's actually such a huge move. Let's go. He really thought he was going to pull. He really thought he was going to pull. Hi, Dude Nugget. Hi. Okay, time for some food theory.
no,
Real quick food theory.
no, no, no.
Matthew!
Oh, thank goodness! It was just a nightmare,
How
Steph.
long
I
ago was
can't even
this?
describe
4.
it. There was dancing. There was Grubhub, Steph. It had lore.
It's okay, Matthew. Go back to sleep. It's not real. The Grubhub lore can't hurt you. It can't hurt you.
Grubhub lore and it's weirder than you thought. No, no. How can you even make theories about food?
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Food Theory? What channel is this again? Let me look at the logo in the corner. All right, welcome to Food Theory. Sorry about that, friends. I'm still a bit confused about where this Grubhub cinematic universe fits into our channels. You heard that one right, theorists. The GCU. It is a thing, and it is a thing that we can no longer ignore. See, over the past
It would
year,
be more like
Grubhub has rolled out a
GHCU.
series of commercials that are entirely 3D animated. The internet has
Wait,
lost
there were
its
more than just the
collective mind
one?
over these things, and not in a good way. The bulk of the internet's wrath has been directed at one particular ad called Delivery Dance.
Yeah,
it
this
features a
one.
ridiculously dressed dad, ridiculous dancing, ridiculous bites of salad. Actually, that's my favorite part. Can we just go back and pause it? Yeah, there it is. I mean, come on. What is that face? Forget the bite of 87. The real horror comes from the bite of 2021. Anyway, long story short, this Grubhub ad has been memed to death by the internet. And thank goodness for that, because it's been
It's like
great.
it's like one of the worst
But the internet
ads
didn't stop
ever.
there. Oh no, friends. The internet took it a step further and discovered that there is actual lore in these Grubhub commercials. Yep,
Okay.
this is my life. Now, a lot of Grubhub hubbub has been made by the other internet sleuths about the Red World stuff. The strange, sometimes vacuous red space that the characters characters dancing after they get their Grubhub. Me, I'm a lot less concerned about that. Personally, that feels like a fair, non-literal filmmaking choice. Same goes for the magical diamonds, cash, and stars that often appear out of thin air in these commercials. I can even forgive the character's apparent lack of elbow and knee joints as an artistic choice.
That's
But
true,
what
they're
keeps
very
this theorist up at
bendy
night are the characters.
in this
'Cause
universe.
the relationships going on in these 15
Oh
and
shit. Yeah, there's like they have like a relationship.
30-second ad spots are way more complex and way more involved than they have any business of being. See, at the center of it is this woman, who we'll call Milkshake Lady. Milkshake Lady loves ordering food
She's
from Grubhub,
pregnant.
and she has a photo on her wall with
She's either pregnant or she's fat. Maybe she's just fat. Maybe she's just a big bitch.
chicken sandwich guy that suggests that they're in a relationship. However, there are a few weird things that jump out. For one, Milkshake Lady and chicken sandwich guy don't appear to live in the same house.
Yeah, they live in different
Also, there's
homes.
no ring on either of their fingers. And then there's the fact that she seems to be pregnant not only in the photo, but also in real life. This means that the photo has to be fairly recent. Does this mean that Milkshake Lady is pregnant with chicken sandwich baby? Well, that seems likely, except for the fact that we see him as a toddler in another commercial. The only explanation for this is that Milkshake Lady's scenes must be flashbacks to several years prior, before Chicken Sandwich
Okay.
Baby was born. And this could explain why Chicken Sandwich Guy and Milkshake Lady are never seen in the same room together. 3 years after the
So
birth of their
they're
child,
separated.
Milkshake Lady is no longer around, and Chicken Sandwich Guy is doing the single dad thing, but he still misses her terribly. And ordering Grubhub takes him to a happier mental place, the red place where they can be together again. So yeah, that is some pretty intense world building for a couple of TV commercials.
Okay,
but here's
okay.
an added wrinkle of complexity. There is a second picture on Milkshake Lady's wall, and it's of a dog that isn't her dog. That's right, the dog's owner, as established across multiple commercials, is this guy, who we're gonna call Taco Guy.
See,
and yet,
I'm starting to think that maybe he's thinking too deep here. Maybe they had a kid at first, but this is the future, and she's pregnant with his child now.
Milkshake Lady clearly has a connection to the dog. Do I sense a love triangle in the air?
I
maybe
think
is it
so, I
something less
think so.
juicy? Like Milkshake Lady was the dog's first owner, and then Taco Guy became the dog's owner years later in the present day. Either way, it sure seems like something happened to Milkshake Lady. She isn't in her baby's life, she isn't in her dog's life, and both men seem to be dealing with trauma. Taco Guy just lies around his
That's
house all
kinda
day,
true.
and Chicken Sandwich Guy seems to be using
That's actually kind of true. Like, apparently she's got a kid and a dog, and she's got pictures of her and her husband and the dog, but she's not even in their life. Like, that's kind of fucked up. Something.
red place in his mind as a crutch to make his life more bearable. If there's some painful event at the center of all this, some reason why Milkshake Lady has disappeared, Grubhub hasn't revealed what it is. Or have they?
Got
See,
her
we here
bread.
at Food Theory, after hours
It
and
wa-
hours
of course it
poring
was
over this
Gamma.
source material, believe that we've unearthed something big. Folks, the Grubhub cinematic universe is bigger than you think. Much bigger. I'll admit it, theorists, I started looking into the Grubhub lore as a joke. I did it for the memes, but you know what? I'm not joking anymore. If Grubhub's bewildering 3D animated ad campaign has left you with questions, well, brace yourself for a whole lot of answers, because the GCU actually exists within another, even larger 3D animated universe, that of the Nickelodeon classic series, Jimmy Neutron
No
Boy
shot.
Genius. You'd think that this is just an April Fool's prank, right? But you know, I don't think it is. Now, obviously, a lot of attention's been paid to the delivery dance ad starring Chicken Sandwich Guy, but I'd like to begin with one of the lesser known ads starring Taco Guy. When I first saw this ad, I said to myself, Taco Guy looks kind of like Jimmy Neutron all
Kinda
grown up.
does,
After all, it's not
yeah.
every day that you see a 3D animated dude
Well, not
with
really.
dazzling blue eyes and cartoon.
Not really. He's Jimmy, but with a big jaw. He's got like the fat mouth instead of the fat head.
Cartoonishly tall
Unless-
brown hair. Plus, Taco Guy is about the age that Jimmy Neutron would be in the present day, 2 decades after the show graced Nickelodeon's airwaves. But again, this was just a passing random thought I had. There certainly wasn't enough to actually base an entire theory episode around. But then, moments later in that same commercial, bam, I encountered this. Do you
Wait a
see it?
minute.
Zoom in, enhance, friends, check out those shirts. If it seems familiar,
Wait a
well,
minute.
that's because it's Jimmy Neutron's shirt. Red t-shirt, atom on the chest, 3 electron orbitals. commercials. And that struck me as more than a little odd, because while the Atom shirt makes sense on a boy genius whose name is literally Neutron, why are these guys wearing the shirt?
Hi,
Grubhub
Dasali.
has nothing to do with atoms. Someone made the very intentional choice to introduce these shirts. Shirts that are, at a minimum, an homage to Jimmy Neutron, in a Grubhub ad that features
That's-
a character that looks a heck of a lot like a 30-something-year-old version of Jimmy Neutron. But why? Why? Well, I'm thinking that Taco Guy deserves himself a second look. So it's important to note that Taco Guy actually appears in different commercials. In this first one we've been discussing, he appears on screen
What the
for
fuck are
just
you
5
watching? This is Food Theory. This is the Grubhub lore. We're watching the Grubhub lore.
seconds, playing video games and eating
Jimmy
tacos
has
that
the
appear
jaw.
out of
He
thin
cut-
air as if
yeah,
by
true,
magic.
true.
But Taco Guy also stars in his own 15-second commercial. And it's this second spot that gives us a much better sense of who this guy is as a person, his lifestyle, his interests, and
He's, like,
perhaps most
lazy.
importantly, his high-tech, borderline magical cell phone that provides him with tacos instantly at the push of a button. And these tacos can't be overlooked like the decorative diamonds and cash that we talked about earlier. Taco Guy interacts with the tacos. He actually
eats them. Yeah,
they
he
are
eats the
real
taco.
tacos. Now, keep in mind, this food appearing out of thin air technology is not pervasive in the Grubhub cinematic universe. Delivery Guy is actually a recurring character across multiple
Who
spots,
gives the
which
food out.
proves that many people in this world still get their Grubhub delivery the old school way. So a
But
phone that
Taco Guy
transports real
doesn't.
food directly to your home is just as awesome in this universe as it would be in our universe. And it presumably is using similar technology as some of Jimmy Neutron's inventions in his show, like the matter transporter and the teleportation pods. And then there are the robots. I mean, here we have ourselves an adult man who has no fewer than 5 robots on display in his home. Jimmy Neutron, of course, built robots all the time. Even his dog was a robot, for crying out loud. Speaking of which, Taco Guy's dog does seem weirdly intelligent, don't you think? I mean, accidentally ordering tacos for your taco-loving master once is a coincidence, but this dog orders food for his master in multiple commercials. And not only that, but this dog picks out
Can't
the
say
best
krill.
deal
Maybe it sounds too
available
much like kill. It could be too close to the word kill, maybe. YouTube's YouTube censor has been so bad recently.
each time. That is evidence of reasoning ability, not to mention literacy and an understanding of mathematics. You know who else just so happened to have a dog that was able to do all that? Jimmy Neutron, who built Goddard, a robot dog that was literate and hyper intelligent. And here's the thing, theorists, there are Jimmy Neutron Easter eggs all over Taco Guy's room. The cactus, which is the exact same size and shape as Jimmy Neutron's cactus costume in season 2. The red baseball cap, which
What are you
Jimmy
talking
and his
about,
friends
man?
sported in season 2 as well. The choice to make the lava lamp glow pink of all colors.
Remember when we had to talk in code? Wait, what do you mean? We had to talk in code? In what era did we have to talk in code?
Which was the go-to color for pretty much any brain power or energy-emitting invention that Jimmy Neutron came up with. And as for the taco obsession, well, if you've ever watched the show, you already know that Jimmy Neutron grew up in a taco-loving household like no other.
What do you want for lunch, Hugh?
You're nothing for me. I want to be as hungry as possible for tomorrow's Mucho Carne Fiesta Taco Shack.
I don't want to belabor the point. I think
Oh
that
shit, I never realized that. His family does love tacos. Hold on. Oh, when chat broke last month. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we had to do fucking... We had to talk in emojis just so it could work.
you get it. These two commercials give us plenty of reasons to suspect that Taco Guy is actually Jimmy Neutron all
Low-key,
grown
this
up.
theory
All right,
low-key
so let's
kinda
stop
works,
and pop our heads
actually.
up for air here, because at this point we spent the better part of insert current time of video here analyzing 35 seconds of Grubhub source material. But in my defense, Grubhub went and actively put Jimmy Neutron shirts on their characters. I mean, what else is a theorist supposed to do with that kind of information? And when the puzzle pieces just keep fitting into place, we really have no choice but to keep going. And keep going we shall, theorists, because we've only scratched the surface. Just like you're about to give that subscribe button a scratch, so that way I can deliver to you a new food-related theory video into your subscription feed each and every week, just like Grubhub Delivery Guy. And you can dance around in joy of that new video just like Chicken Sandwich Guy. So do your dance, Chicken Sandwich Guy. Be happy. Now, obviously, we've discussed how Jimmy Neutron is clearly Taco Guy, and how Goddard may or may not be Taco Guy's dog. But what if I told you that the rest of the Jimmy Neutron cast also exists within the Grubhub
That's
universe?
possible, that's
it would
possible.
seem unbelievable. It would seem like this is the most elaborate April Fool's prank theory video I've ever
So sad
done.
he
But let me
abandoned this
present
channel.
to you the evidence and leave it for you to judge. Canonically,
I thought he
Jimmy
just
was an 11-year-old
retired.
boy when Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius hit the scene in 1998, and it's safe to assume that his 6th grade classmates were approximately the same age. So now, 23 years later, Jimmy and his friends would all be solidly in their 30s. Now, there are exactly 7 characters in the GCU around that age: Taco Guy, Salad Lady, Milkshake Lady, Chicken Sandwich Guy, Sidewalk Ginger, and
Yeah, the
these two
salad lady
parents.
is,
Every other main character in the Grubhub spots has at least one indicator that they're significantly
Fuck, I
younger.
forgot her
Be
name.
it Peanut Head's Letterman jacket, an apartment on a college campus, or the fact that, you know, they're wearing toddler overalls. In 1998, these characters would have been infants, or they wouldn't have been born yet, so we're gonna set them aside for now and focus only on the 30-something millennials. Now, compare them to these millennials. You see what I'm getting at here? Theorists
I can see it, but Sheen isn't okay. Didn't the voice actor for Sheen or Sean or Sheen, right? Sheen? I thought the voice actor for Sheen actually died recently. I'm pretty sure. That's pretty sad.
The millennials in the Grubhub cinematic universe perfectly match up to the cast of Jimmy Neutron. And I mean perfectly. Check it out. Obviously, we've established how
Well,
Taco
Sheen
Guy is
doesn't
Jimmy
match
Neutron.
the black
but what
guy,
about his
bro?
best friend, Carl Weezer? I mean, when it comes to classic Nickelodeon characters, this guy is just as iconic as Jimmy's Dairy Queen soft serve head. You can't have Jimmy without Carl. Well, take a minute to look at this guy from the Grubhub commercials. Someone I call the Sidewalk Ginger, who is featured...
You can't put Sheen in this because you could use this as the theory. He technically got a sideshow after Jimmy Neutron where he was like on a fucking random ass planet. And he was like stuck there, I'm pretty sure. So like he can't even exist on Earth right now because he's on like some other fuck ass planet.
In a Grubhub ad when a giant bag falls down from the sky. The skin color, a perfect match, as is the curly red hair and the thick glasses. And while sure, he's a lot thinner than the childhood Carl, remember,
he could have just
that's
lost
when
weight.
the character was 11. And for a good look of what Carl would look like as an adult, all we have to do is examine his father's attributes in the show. And what do you
Holy
know, but he
shit.
has himself a mustache and a slightly slimmer physique. Ladies and gentlemen, Sidewalk Ginger is none other than adult Carl. One thing that apparently never changed though is Carl's
checks
knack
out.
for dressing like an old man no matter what age he happens to be. Still rocking that questionable fashion there, bud. Let's move on to Salad Lady, who is clearly the grown-up version of Jimmy Neutron's sometimes rival, sometimes love interest Cindy Vortex. While we haven't seen much of adult Cindy in the GCU yet, her cameo in the delivery dance ad is all we need to identify her. There's the iconic yellow blonde hair, the iconic green eyes, plus Cindy Vortex always had an aggressive, competitive hunger about her as a child. I think it's safe to say that aggressive
eats
hunger
the
hasn't
salad
gone
with
anywhere.
aggression.
Seriously, I cannot get enough of that
Holy
face.
shit,
Next
man.
we have ourselves Cindy's best friend, Libby Fullfax, who's in the GCU as a 30-something as well. It's well established in the Nickelodeon show that Libby is a vegetarian, and sure enough, adult Libby orders a salad. Furthermore, we get the sense from the Grubhub ad that adult Libby and her brown-haired, brown-eyed
Marcus, are you excited about Stormy's new video on rapist pedophile Minecraft groomer? He's making a new video? I thought he gave up YouTube, to be honest with you, man. I thought he gave up on YouTube. So he's making a video now? That's huge. I'm excited. I'm excited for Stormy to get back into the game.
overweight partner don't exactly get along. This would suggest that Libby wound up in a relationship with the brown-haired, brown-eyed, overweight foreign exchange student that she detested ever since he beat her out of her class presidency in 6th grade, Bolby Stroganovsky. Which brings us to the final character from the Jimmy Neutron title card, Sheen Estevez, who is none other than the meme himself, chicken sandwich guy, Boogie Dad. Physically, both characters are Latino with dark hair, brown eyes, and soft to non-existent chins.
Yeah, but
their personality...
Hey, I don't want to be that guy when I say this, but he's a bit more brown. He's a little bit more brown.
Match up as well. Sheen was an eccentric kid to say the least, and that same eccentricity is there in adult Sheen's fashion and dancing. Okay, so this one is admittedly a bit more of a stretch than the others because of the darker skin tone and the curly hair, which we never really get to see on Sheen, but just like his buddy Carl, it's possible Sheen has also taken on his father's body type. A top-heavy body type with a very rounded head. The body shapes, actually, when you look at it from that context, are almost a perfect match.
The skin color just doesn't match.
Coincidences, if you like, but the fact of the matter is this: every single character from the Jimmy Neutron title card has multiple undeniable similarities to the corresponding GCU character. Pile all of that on top of the fact that Jimmy Neutron's shirt makes multiple cameos in the GCU for no apparent reason, and I feel the case is pretty airtight. Theorists, the Grubhub cinematic universe isn't merely linked to the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius universe, it is the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius universe. All that supernatural activity surrounding Grubhub isn't magic or witchcraft, that's what technology is capable of when wielded by Jimmy Neutron after a couple additional decades of wisdom under his belt. So this gives
now
us
he's just a fucking now he's just like a gamer. Now he just, according to that ad, all he does is sit in his room and order tacos and play video games, dude. What a fucking waste of a life, man. Damn. The boy genius who used to go fucking into space and make like super cool robots. All he does is just sit in his fucking room and play video games all day.
Ton of backstory on the Grubhub
No, we
characters
locked
that
in
we
and
didn't
found
have
Jemmy's
before, and
story.
it allows
Oh,
us
shit.
to answer a bunch of the questions that are still lingering. Beginning with
That's
the
what I
biggie, how does
do.
Milkshake Lady fit into this unofficial revival of Jimmy Neutron? After all,
That's
there
what I
was no
do.
parallel for her in the show. Betty Quinlan, Jimmy's crush, comes close, but she has a mole and different colored eyes, so no good. The answer to this is kind of simple though. Milkshake Lady just wasn't on the original Nickelodeon show. She's a new character that Grubhub introduced, and for good reason, they needed someone to kill off. I believe
Oh
that
my
they had a
goodness.
gigantic Grubhub bag crush Milkshake Lady to death shortly after she gave birth to Sheen's baby. Yeah, I know this sounds dark and insane, and you hate the idea that your third favorite Nickelodeon show growing up was taken in this direction. Just remember, I am not the reason this theory is happening, okay? Grubhub didn't have to put Jimmy Neutron's shirt in their ads, but they did. They did this, and not me. I am just the bearer of bad news. Now then, here's what the accumulated facts suggest about Grubhub's actual
I gotta
lore. More than 3 years ago, Milkshake Lady was in a romantic relationship with adult Jimmy Neutron and formed a strong connection with Jimmy's dog. But her
Okay.
relationship with Jimmy didn't work out. The once promising boy genius had grown bored with life and was squandering his talents on video games and high-tech food delivery solutions that allowed him to play more video games without interruption. Grubhub was
True.
Jimmy Neutron's contribution to the world, and it was his creation that would ultimately kill the only woman he ever loved. Milkshake Lady got to keep Goddard in the breakup, then began
Too
a
many
romantic
milkshakes.
relationship with
Death
Sheen
by
Estevez.
milkshake.
In time, Milkshake Lady got pregnant and gave birth to a beautiful and expressive baby boy. Life was good, at least it was, until Milkshake Lady was killed by a Grubhub bag while taking Goddard for a walk. And I'm not talking about the bag that Carl Weezer witnessed, mind you. That bag landed on a city street and we can barely see it land on anyone. This is the bag that killed Milkshake Lady.
No
on a
way.
grassy patch where she had let Goddard off the leash to frolic about. While there's no actual footage of the incident that took her life, there is footage of the immediate aftermath. You'll notice everyone in town is distracted by the fireworks. No one noticed that the bag fell on top of Milkshake Lady. No one except Goddard the dog. You see him
Who's
run up to
barking
the
at it.
bag and start to bark, trying to alert the people around him to the plight of his master, but no one pays him any mind until it's too late. Milkshake Lady is dead. Sheen took her death particularly hard. To this day, even the mere thought of Grubhub reminds him of her. Not that he cares, as that mental red place is the only way that he can be with her once again. Sheen still holds his childhood.
He was checking her out too in that one. He was checking her out, dude. Watch this.
To this day, even the
He's,
mere
like,
thought
staring
of
at her.
Grubhub
He's-
reminds him
he's,
of
like,
her.
staring
Not
at her
that he
ass, to
cares,
be
as
honest.
that mental red place is the only way that he can be
Look at
with
that.
her.
He is licking it. Look, he's licking his chops, and then
Once
he's
again.
like, his eyes just. Oh my goodness! It's darted towards her. He's like licking his chops. Dude, the Sheen theory would work if it was like the guy to the left here or something, because his skin color is just so brown. Unless Sheen just like burnt himself or something. Like,
Sheen still holds his childhood best friend responsible for her death, as evidenced by the fact that Jimmy is conspicuously absent from the dance parties held in Sheen's mind. After all, it was Jimmy's laziness that brought the Grubhub technology to their community in the first place. As for Jimmy, the death of Milkshake Lady milk shook him into turning his life around, just like she always wanted him to do. As a result, Jimmy started a school to educate the next generation of boy and girl geniuses. That's why there are so many young student-age characters populating the Grubhub ads, and why so many of them are wearing the Red Adam shirt, the logo
Oh,
of
shit.
Jimmy's school. So friends, there you have it. In recent years, there have been rumors whizzing around the internet about Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius returning to TV. I humbly submit to you that not only are the rumors
It's
true,
already
but
here.
the Jimmy Neutron revival has already happened in the form of 3D animated Grubhub commercials. And what's most shocking to me is that I actually kinda like where Grubhub's Jimmy Neutron revival's headed. Honestly, I think it's got some legs. Weird, rubbery legs with no knee joints. But hey, that's just a theory. I
think he's right. I think that's a real theory.
And bon appetit. Theorists, thanks for watching that entire episode.
so wait, is this channel? Did he? So it's abandoned. So would that suggest that? No, 6 days ago. 13 days ago, 2 weeks ago. He's just retired, right? I just don't think Matt makes videos, right? I'm pretty sure he's not the guy who does it anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody else does the videos. I don't think he does. I don't think he does the videos. Here, let me Let's see.
Is the console war
Yeah,
finally...
It's not even. It's just some guy. It's just some fucking guy. Okay. How can I watch this? How am I supposed to how am I supposed to watch this? It's just some fucking guy. This isn't even like what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, apparently Gamma said there's like some rapist pedophile, so we need to check that out. We need to check out who the rapist pedophile is. I don't want to click on the link to the Instagram thing because I'm pretty sure it's going to show people's like thingy.
I think I may have just stumbled across the weird...
Okay. Gamma made a video about this. Let's see if it's an interesting video.
I think I may have just stumbled across the weirdest story of 2026, and somehow, unsurprisingly, it involves Minecraft. So where do we begin in this story? Well, it actually
pedophiles in Minecraft? You're kidding.
Minecraft Console Edition source code recently got leaked. So what this means is that people can now essentially rebuild Minecraft the way that it was programmed on the old consoles on their PCs, or make it its own executable file, for lack of better terms or better words. I'm very computer illiterate, by the way, so whatever I said there might not even be true, but all I know
Gam
is
is
that
making
people
theory
can now
videos. What is
just
happening?
launch the console version of Minecraft on their computers and even make it into their own program. So why is this relevant, you might be asking? Why is this game
Remember when Matt used to let random Fallout channels just upload shit on his channel? I never watched Matt Pat. I never watched Game Theory. So I do not. I think people probably think I'm insane for that. I knew of his existence. I just never watched him. I just never got into the content. I only knew about him once FNAF became popular, and then he made like his FNAF videos, and then I was like, oh, okay. Here's this Matt Pat guy, and that's all I know about. That's all I know about him. That was, dude, the Super Mario one that I watched, and then this Food Theory was my first ever dip into his actual content. I've never watched it before.
Leaked so important to this story? Well, the reason why is because there's going to be two different situations, or rather there's going to be multiple situations that can stem from this. There's either going to be people that are going to actually try to reverse engineer the code and try to do their own projects with it, or there's going to be people that are going to be opportunistic and try to launch this as their own product, which is mainly what we're going to be talking about today. And there's some pretty ridiculous drama tied to this. I'm not going to lie to you. It's crazy what's going on.
Some rapist pedophile.
This video, I stumble upon this Steam page where it's essentially just the Minecraft game ported onto Steam. So this gets me curious. I start researching names. I start clicking on the links linked there, like
this is just some joke. No, this is Gamma just trying to promote his little fucking. This is just Gamma trying to promote his little fucking cash grab bullshit. It literally says Kogama. It says Gamma on it. Coincidence?
Profile, and I start realizing that these people have been tied to projects in the past, such as this Roblox ripoff Kogama game, and which is actually frustrating because it's very similar to my YouTube user. And to be clear, it's either that these two things are tied or that it's just an extreme coincidence. And it's entirely possible that this is just an extreme coincidence, but on the off chance that it's not, then let me tell you this as well. Now, this project has its own shady history of its own. Now, this game has been accused of essentially just being spyware, which I have no way of verifying, but if anybody knows more about this than I do, feel free to leave a comment below and give me some information. But anyways, they made this post on Twitter, which got over 200,000 impressions before the account was then swiftly suspended and taken down. But luckily, I have archives. So they made this post. Kogama is a LCE fork on Steam featuring all achievements, full multiplayer support, MNK, and more. You can play with ease. Just making an online game world makes the world available to the usage of Steamworks API, arriving March 16th, which would only be a week from now. Learn more here, and then they link their Discord, which is where their story really starts to get interesting, besides the fact that they're obviously just stealing Microsoft's proprietary software. Because not only a couple of hours later, There's already people obviously investigating their Discord, looking at their background, and when you take a close look at their Discord, you will find out that these people are absolutely unhinged. So a Twitter user replies with, "The poster is a confirmed zoophile," referencing the owner of the Kogama account. Do not interact with this person. Their Discord is owned by them, and Kogama is likely an attempt to harvest data. And if we take a closer look here, we will notice that
Is this the shit you were talking about with Stormy? How do you find this shit?
The owner of this Kogama Discord server and the Kogama account that also goes by Charlotte Kogama or Charlotte Terry T right there, as you can see in that screenshot, also has access to multiple other accounts or has ownership of multiple other accounts. And there is one case here which is even stranger. Look at that username, Emily from 2012. The Twitter user then adds this follow-up right here. They're posting in the chat where it's like
They're posting porn in the chat where it is likely that minors are. This is the account they used to LARP as a 15-year-old. Emily from 2012. I'm new to this internet stuff. My mom allowed me to browse more often. More often. I must be like tired or something. Allowed me to browse more other than YouTube. I'm 15, by the way, so please don't be weird.
likely that minors are. And then they state, this was the account they used to LARP as a 15-year-old. And as you can see here, in the Emily from 2012 account, it says, "I'm new to this internet stuff. My mom allowed me to browse more other than YouTube. I'm 15, by the way, so please don't be weird." Now, you could say that perhaps this is just a parent actively engaging in their children's account to make sure that they aren't getting up to anything bad, but at the same time, that seems like too likely of a story to be the case here. It's more than likely, in my opinion, that this person has alternative accounts that they use to roleplay as children so that they can then try to engage with other younger individuals on the internet. At least that's my theory. And I think that that theory is actually quite substantiated, because when you take a look into this Discord server, which I did and a couple of other individuals that I trusted as well, you will see that the server owner themselves does actually...
Sparkling Fishy. Well, Sparkling Fishy was another account that they had access to. Oh my god, John Beaver. And it's the beaver from... It's the beaver from Hoppers, dude. Gang, he's a... This don't make this server and end up the same way. Gang, he's a pedophile. He just did this to meet kids. Alt that was made 2 days ago, pretending to be a kid. Tell Mojang, tell Microsoft. John Beaver. I love John Beaver, dude. What the hell? John Beaver? And it's like the Hoppers Beaver, dude.
Actually post quite a bit of
yeah, that's
and there does seem to be quite a couple of people in the server that you could probably argue are minors that are receiving and seeing the feed.
I'm 16 and I saw porn. Is that Aura? Dog. That's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing.
Within this server, which is obviously an incredibly ethical concern, because nobody should be hosting a server where there are minors present, where they could potentially be witness to harmful material like this. Somebody by the user of Hex says, "Please block and report at Sparkling Pishy." Among other things, like stealing Mutual's content for maps using AI art and continuing to use my thumbnails for FNC maps after asking him to replace them, they're now making publicly accessible NSFW on Roblox. And here's a screenshot where that's basically what's going on. There's also this very interesting screenshot that was taken from one of his Discords, and I'll just...
Introducing Sparkling Pishy's Creator Hub. Verify. Send a really cool nude pic video in my DMs. Holding a paper sign whatever that says #creator. What? To verify, you have to be nude? Okay. How to earn. Once verified, you'll earn the Creator Hub Perms role, and you'll be able to post nudes. Recommended to link your PayPal along with your video pic and post nudes. People can send you money. But what can I post? Anything. And yes, even as... Oh my god. What did you find, Gamma? What the fuck is this? Oh my god, what did you find? What did you find? Oh my god. Anything. And yes, even as a minor, you can verify. Also, zoo files. Zoo something. Feel free to post your sex tapes. Rape allowed too? Oh my god. Oh my god. That is insane. I hatched a Togepi? Huge, huge. Wait. What generation is Togepi from? Oh wait, Togepi's from Gen 2. But the final evolution was introduced in Gen 4. That's why I was thinking, I thought to myself Togepi was Gen 4, but that's because it was its final evolution is in Gen 4, but it was originally introduced in Gen 2.
Just let you read that for yourself. So yes, this guy is like actually just straight up out in the open with this stuff. He doesn't care.
That's
it's like pretty evident.
Such
that
a
he
crazy
just
statement.
doesn't
What can I post? Hey man, what can I post? Anything. Even a minor can post their nudes. Like, what are you? What? Oh my god. Where does this guy live, man? Where's this guy at? Can we get the police on this shit?
accept these things, and he does allow these things, and he's completely irresponsible, and he is just essentially being an active predator. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about this. That is exactly what's going on here. And we actually do get an update from Heck themselves.
It gets even worse. Screenshots courtesy of True Fire Keeper 18+ account. Hi, Real Typhlosion. Jeez. Post anything that isn't gore or gross stuff. Puking, vomiting, or just gross stuff. Allowed. Minors. Animals, and any type of porn possible. This has no filter after all. Well, you did just say nothing, no gore. I like how the line is drawn on puking and vomiting and just gross stuff, but I like how the line is like, hey man, don't post puking and vomiting, man. I mean, don't introduce all this nasty gross shit with my CP, okay? Like how that's where we draw the line. Any age is welcome, by the way. Fucked and railed. Me too. So come join this Discord made by Pero Atonson Zufesta. Awesome stuff, dude. No, Mabes, I want it now. Wah. Oh no, this is evil. Can anyone help me? I want to be bred by my dog. Oh my god. Oh my god. What are we posting? What the fuck is happening? What did you find? I want to be bred by my dog. It's a tiny one. DMs. I was sitting in my backyard listening to music with my eyes closed at like 2 a.m. Then I felt something. I don't know. I don't want to know what they meant by that.
Themselves. It gets even worse. Screenshots courtesy of @TrueFireKeeper, which is an 18+ account. And then we have these screenshots right here that they post.
What they meant by that.
Rules on posts, #anarchy, and #image videos only. Post anything that isn't or gross stuff, puking, vomiting, or just gross stuff allowed. And then we have, obviously, stuff that should not be allowed in a Discord server where there's going to be not safe for work content. And again, another example of this just being straight and out in the open with this stuff. @everyone. Any wage is welcome, by the way. We accept every... Okay, buddy. All right, bro. And then there's more screenshots here. @everyone. Zoo lovers want to see some dog. Whoa! Whoa! And then we have this insane...
Want to see some dogs being what? Wait, I want... What did they do to the... I don't want to... It's fine.
@everyone. Zoo lovers.
It's fine.
Want to see some dogs being... I can't even read that. I cannot read that. That's actually horrible. And then we have this screenshot right here, which, again, is self-evident. I don't want to read it because of...
Okay. Pizza site. Okay. I don't know if I... This is like the Epstein files, but for random rip-off... Minecraft ripoff like creators. I don't understand.
how insane this actually
Like,
is.
okay.
Additionally,
Oh, they're
as
like-
I'm recording
they're
this
like
video,
Spanish.
more evidence came out that shows that Sparkling Pishy, the server owner and the one shown in some of these screenshots, is actually the one behind the Kogama_official Twitter
Oh,
account,
yours
which
truly,
is also
Sparkling
the same individual
Fishy.
responsible for trying to
Fishy.
launch this Minecraft theft clone. Well, it's just Minecraft, but it's stolen on Steam. And there's also this archived community note that actually differentiates the Kogama Roblox knockoff between this
No,
Kogama
I don't
theft
have a
clone,
custom
and it
pussy
goes as
that you
follows.
can
The name
fuck.
Kogama
Jesus
belongs to an
Christ,
unrelated browser
buttfucker.
game, and the Kogama LCE fork is more than likely malicious software. It was originally uploaded to Steam using stolen code and assets from a different project.
Okay.
So this isn't even the guy's own work. He
I
just
can't wait till
stole
Stormy
somebody
makes a
else's
video about this. I'm actually
recompilation and
intrigued.
tried using it in an attempt to bait people into downloading a virus potentially or some sort of malicious program. And just for a little bit more information on that, when you actually look into the Steam database, you will notice that initially this Kogama project wasn't even Minecraft. It was stolen assets from a completely different game. And there are even some theories, some speculations by some people out there where essentially they're saying that this individual, Sparkling Pishy, did this in an attempt to try to bait a bunch of miners into this Discord server by trying to promise them Minecraft for free on Steam, which honestly is not the most insane theory in the world. It's actually
I mean,
a
it's
pretty
possible.
reasonable theory that I'm personally inclined to believe,
Definitely
especially when you consider
possible.
the circumstances. We have somebody who opportunistically uses the leak of Minecraft source code to then port it onto Steam and then make a huge announcement on Twitter that gets a bunch of attention and then draws a lot of people into the server where some people are reportedly minors.
I mean, it's
It
literally
makes
just like a Roblox-esque game that's free. I mean, that's like the easiest way to lure a fucking child. It's an easy way to lure a fucking kid.
a lot of sense, especially when this person also has a history of doing very, very similar things and having similar behaviors in prior servers and in prior works as well. It just makes too much sense. But does this story end here? Actually, no, it doesn't, because when you start researching this guy a little bit more, you will come to find a couple of documented incidents where this guy has been caught potentially preying on minors. However, that is going to be a topic for another day, because currently you would have to do a pretty decent amount of research to try to compile all of that information together. And if I can
I'm
manage to do
actually
that,
intrigued
then
by this
obviously I
now.
will give you an update video. But for the moment, it seems to be pretty evident this guy is a malicious, opportunistic scumbag that, yes, is
this
using
reminds
all of
me
these
of,
circumstances as an opportunity to
This reminds me
prey on.
kind of heavily of that one dude who made that, God damn it, what the fuck is the game? It's a video that Mrao made a long time ago about a guy who made basically a furry sex game. Reminds me heavily of, like, that guy. Like, a lot. Kinda, not really. I can't remember the story on that guy. That video, by the way. Oh, changed. That video, by the way, Mrao got in, like, trouble for that video. Not in trouble. I remember that video. Mrao, some guy made a video about Mrao's video on the game Changed, where he basically went on defense for the Changed creator. He made, like, good points at the beginning of his video, and then the second half of his video is just him basically saying Mrao is, like, race baiting. That he's, like, faking his race and that he's claiming he's black when he's not. And it's like, he unironically used the... If you guys have ever seen the Mrao video where he's shown the video, but it's the Fleshlight video or something. It's some stupid video I think he said he made when he was, like, a kid or something. And it's like, what the fuck was it again? He's shown the video, I think, before. It's like some really old video he made a long time ago. It's some stupid video, and he unironically used that as evidence to be like, see, this guy's white. This guy's actually white, and he's been faking it this whole... He's making it out like he's black. Mrao was getting owned, and then the guy, like, completely ruined everything.
Innocent young individuals, as much as that sucks to say. But I just wanted to bring this out here because it was a unraveling story that just seemed to be incredibly crazy. And when you look at all of the details, it just all adds
I wish I
up.
could
So
find that video.
Why not inform you guys?
I would
on
unironically
this
rewatch that
terrible
video.
Situation. But that's it for today. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you all. Bye.
Okay. Actually, can I find that video? Can I find that video? What the hell is this? Wait, I just found something. What is this? This said I posted this. Okay. 11 comments on this channel? Wait, hold on. Now I'm curious. What the fuck is this? I just went back to Mrao's old video, and there's a comment from me, apparently, and it's like incoherent words. I never posted this. What? I had like a normal comment. I remember my comment. It was like a normal comment. Where's my comment? What the fuck is this? What? I'm so confused. Okay, I gotta show this. I gotta show this. What is this? This is like a bot comment, but it says it's from me. This is like one of those like bot comments. What is this? Hold on. This is from Mrao's old video. Oh, it's gone. Where the fuck is it? Oh, right here. So his change video. What is this? I posted like a normal comment on this. I don't... What? Is this like normal? Is this something that happens? What the fuck is this? I don't know what this is. I can delete it. So it's my comment? What is this? I'm actually so fucking confused. I never posted this. I always knew Marcus was AI. I remember posting like a normal comment. What? How do I see my comment? Is there a way to see my comment on the, like my actual comment? What is, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm actually so confused by this. I had like a is this on every video? Hold on. Let me double check, because I used to comment under Mrao's videos. Here, let's just go back to the same one.
Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the most popular horror franchises in the current day.
What is happening,
right around
bro?
the
My shit
and
is...
store shelves
Okay, it's a normal comment. Wow, holy moly, this video is like really good. Okay. Dude, what? What happened? Does this just happen? Like, I'm so confused.
Throughout the past 2
I'm so confused by this. So I'm gonna delete it. Obviously, it's like a worthless comment. But like, I don't... Did I comment under him? Did I... What happened to my normal comment? I swear I said something like normal. I promise I'm not like... I promise I'm not like an insane person. I promise that wasn't my fucking comment. Yeah, I don't know. Damn. I wish I could find the video originally criticizing Mrao on this video, because it's a fun video to dive into, because this would actually be a fun retrospective to go back and watch. Maybe you're just schizophrenic. Yeah, maybe I like in a manic episode just like randomly posted some like really fucked up message or something. Hi, Ben. Here, I must have... Oh, wait. The degenerates have responded. This has to be about... I'm so late. No, you're fine. Let's see. I had to have commented here, right? And I don't have a comment here. Dude, what? I don't know what that last one was. Okay, let me...
I messed up, guys. A Google Doc was recently published, which shows me purposely putting out some misinformation and lying and manipulating a situation to defame an innocent game developer. And for that, I'm sorry. Is what I would say if I had lied or manipulated anything. This 37-page document in itself is manipulative and outright lies at some point. They also go on
This
to
would be
literally
like a
prove
fun
me right.
This would be like a fun little retrospective to maybe look back at and see like who actually won and who actually lost. I think this would be not really a who wins and who lost. This Dragon Snow guy who made the change game is like genuinely a freak. But like to kind of see if the guy actually still made a good video.
I'm obviously not making this video for people who don't believe me or don't trust me. If your opinion is that I've lied or manipulated anything, I doubt this video will suddenly change your mind. This video style probably isn't going to become a reoccurring theme on the channel either. I'm not going to respond to some random document every time someone decides to make one on me. I just thought this one in particular was funny with all of its inconsistencies, and it's an easy video to make.
No shit, this was a response to somebody else, not the guy. God damn it. I wish I could find that guy. He might have deleted the video. He might have actually got rid of it. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find anything on it. I just don't remember his... I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name, and I wish I remembered. There'd be... I'll find it. I'll find it one day. Because I think that would be a fun little, like, rabbit hole to kind of watch again and see, like, if Mrao really did, like, fuck up a lot, or if some of the points that the guy tried to make were, like, ultimately, like, pointless or retarded. That would be, like, a fun little thing to kind of look back at. Ben, I apologize, man. You got here really late. I was actually going to end stream pretty soon here just because there's not a lot to talk about, and I imagine half of the chat is probably sleeping or is going to bed. You know, I can imagine half of you guys are probably getting kind of EP using this as just like background noise to go sleep. So I was going to end stream pretty soon here. I just wanted to at least do like a short stream in hopes that Janky Johnny would show up. It was mostly in hopes that Janky Johnny would show up so I could say a happy birthday to Johnny. That was kind of the point of the stream. Just to kind of hang out. Just to kind of hang out and keep streaming because I want you to. I don't know what to do. There's like not much to talk about. Gamma, has there been any drama actually? Can you like inform me if there's been any drama, or have you guys just been talking about like fucking Iran? I got fucking stuck at work all day, man. I was there so long, so much longer than I anticipated. It sucked ass. I'm pretty sure it's just Iran. I'm the last streams I watched is Mrao streams, and all I do is just put it on in the background and something about like some fucking like VTuber, lolly VTuber or something that's an actual miner or something. Mrao V, you could talk, yeah, you can talk about Mrao VTuber. Yeah, the fucking Mrao shit, the stuff Mrao found or something. Is it? I mean, I know it's like about like Mrao, like not Mrao, but it's about like somebody. Is it like a VTuber who's like an actual fucking kid? Is that like the whole fucking thing? Here, I'll put this on real quick.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ken. I saw this video on my For You page. It's titled like banned, humiliated, and racist, embarrassing fall of Ian and Hassan, and it's like by Willie Mac Show, like the YouTuber or something, bro. The YouTuber Willie Mac Show or something, bro. Like some sort of video on like Hassan and iDubbbz or something. I don't know. And like iDubbbz is like a Idubbbz is like a cuck or something, bro. Like you like watch his girlfriend get fucked by other guys or something, bro.
They're going to come find me and they're going to drone strike me. The Iranian government will drone strike me if I say mean things.
We're like, you're gonna get like drone striked
The
by.
mom does VTubing with her child. Let's see. A lesbian, a lion, and the incest cult walked into a bar. This is 7 months ago, bro. Give me the most. What stream is this? A lesbian, a lion, and an incest cult member walk into a bar. It goes beyond that a bit, though. Oh, 117 unavailable videos are hidden. Probably, it's probably the music. I can imagine these streams are not stream. I can imagine most of these are probably just not available because of the music. Just, it bans them completely. Damn. Does anybody know the name? Hi, Bacon, by the way. I never said hi. What's the name of the person? Marcus, wait? What do you mean, wait? Okay, I'll wait. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yeah, that's but mother doing content with their child, already somewhat of a red flag. Slime Beast?
We're going to be talking about Plagued Moth. Plagued Moth, aka Dylan, is a YouTuber who gained
The autopsy of Plagued Moth. 3 days ago. Plagued Moth, man. He's the one that proudly said he watched that, I don't remember the name. Daisy. I'm not going to say the full name because I'm pretty sure that might be evil, but Daisy, you know.
in popularity for his coverage of dark and disturbing real-world topics.
This includes reaction content to gore and snuff films that you might find in the crevices of the internet.
Plagued Moth started his career on October 11th of 2020.
Plagued Moth
As time went on, Moth found his niche
just like
and
what
would
happens
gradually
when you
begin
dive
to
too
focus
deep.
on.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big horror movie guy. I love horror movies, and like I've definitely deep dived into like disturbing films that are like borderline illegal. Not that I've watched them, I just mean like watched videos talking about them. There's a limit to what you should get into and what you shouldn't get into. Like there's definitely movies that I think are just like a no-go. Like just don't watch them. Like there's just no, like don't dive into it, because I feel like once you watch one, you know, if you watch one, I feel like you're just going to become desensitized. And then it just gets to a point where you start watching pretty much anything that you can find. It's just not really worth it.
Reactions and discussions of violent and gory content.
Things started to get a bit weird with the man, as his fascination with this kind of content became a bit concerning to some people.
This is what YouTuber
these are
Plagued
videos. He's talking about
Moth is known for, rather was known for, before he mired himself in so much drama that it destroyed his career.
He was getting blown the fuck out. He was getting blown the fuck out in his comment section.
Is someone hiding evidence?
Raising a gore
Dylan
god.
Matthew Morgan was born on October 19th, 1994. Born to an abusive mother and an absentee father, his early years would be incredibly rough on both himself and his multiple siblings.
Gotta cut that
Plague
intro by
Moth
like
would
half.
allege abuse
Yeah, that was way too long, man. Holy shit. Full on 3-minute intro.
at the hands of his single mother, including mental, physical, and sexual trauma. These events allegedly included a scenario in which his mother attempted to stab him with a screwdriver
Holy
and
shit.
smother him with a pillow.
I will say one thing, and I know this is true, and I know one of my brothers is watching this, that our mother tried to kill me between...
Why do people admit this shit, man? Why do people admit this shit, man? Like, why would you say this to like a whole ass audience? Oh my god.
the ages of 3 and 5 2 times by suffocating me with the blue couch pillows. You know, the navy blue ones.
Additionally, Dylan Morgan alleges that his mother was sexually abusive, forcing herself onto her children. Dylan would
Jesus
also
Christ.
allege that his mother sold him to a man for drugs, at which point that man sexually assaulted him. It's important to point this out at the very beginning of this video. Being a victim of abuse should never be held against anyone. Dylan or
He
anyone...
wanted to get sympathy points from his earlier audience often back then, so he was always gave out embarrassing details. That makes sense. I understand why people do it. I know that people do it just to have that kind of, yeah, you get those sympathy points and then people like feel bad for you. So when you continue to do like bad things, people are like, well, you don't understand. He had a troubled childhood kind of thing. So it kind of gives leeway to what you're doing. But I mean, I feel like when people start like spilling like personal information about themselves, that's I don't give a fuck if you tell like a story from your past or something. That's not like the end of the world. But like when you start telling stories about like things that were probably something you shouldn't tell, you know, like that's when I think the red flag should already be like fucking
else who it happens to. However, Plague Moth
flailing.
has cited these events as very formative for his career going forward and his adult life. So in any thorough documentary about him and his behavior, these events unfortunately must be mentioned, at least in passing. As a self-proclaimed hunter of pedophiles,
I decided to expose some pedos. I'm in a Discord full of people looking to play some of that sex games on Roblox, or condos as they call them. And how did I get invited to this? I didn't. It's a public group, meaning anybody can join.
Pedophile hunter.
And as you can see on the screen here, I already made an account. I'm going to be a lady, and I'm big bitty goth chick because, you know, everybody likes some big titty goth girls.
Plague Moth has often used his background as an explanation
really gonna get him with
for
that
how
one.
and
You're
why
really gonna hunt him
he
down.
so thoroughly detests child abuse and why he would never ever consume child pornography. So while Dylan Morgan has consumed copious amounts of child abuse material,
it's legal because it's just child abuse and murder, which sounds disgusting to say. I agree it should be.
Discussing a vor video that includes infant. Dude, I don't know.
Illegal, but it's not. And part of the reason
I don't know, man.
make these videos is to kind of shine a light on that. Like, why? The reason it's not is simply because it's not CP. It is not child exploitation material,
How
and
is
by
that
that
not
I mean
illegal?
child
That would
porn.
be sounds illegal.
this is the
to me.
reason he says he draws the line at sexual abuse material involving children. Naturally, outsiders to Dylan's channel and his community have brought up questions such as why he would need a personal background experience in order to not consume child pornography, instead of just not consuming it out of empathy for the victims, or at least in respect of the law. But time and again, these past traumas have been
This guy's
cited.
worse than I thought. I'm just like, no, I'm just realizing this. This guy has got to be 2 hours long, and we're already 5 minutes in, and he's talking about some fucking. I can't. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go into detail, but like, I mean, this guy was 10 times worse than I fucking thought. Holy shit, man. Holy shit.
As the reason Dylan Morgan does not consume child pornography, a claim that would be proven untrue. It should be noted, for the sake of being thorough, that Dylan Morgan has given conflicting statements about his childhood abuse.
Oh, how was the mental health? I'm in like therapy for normal stuff, like my childhood trauma, and it's very mild stuff. I'm not like heavily medicated or being electrotherapied.
However, these conflicting statements might be attributed to denial or an attempt to cope with what occurred. Dylan would claim that the memories of his childhood assaults were repressed in his mind and that he did not recall them until he was an adult, at which point his wife helped him rediscover his memories through one-on-one therapy. These repressed memories allegedly first surfaced when he was having an argument with a coworker at his place of employment, wherein his fellow employee made a comment toward Dylan about sexual abuse, and Dylan, in the middle of the argument, realized that he was starting to remember an actual incident in which that had occurred against him.
Got a lot of stupid sick jokes, right? I was working a shitty job. I was in a kitchen, we're talking shit, going back and forth, and this dude talks something about being raped as a kid. He was just making some shitty lowball joke, dropping the soap type shit, you know? We're shooting the shit. Definitely no PC. And I paused and I'm like, actually, bro, you're right. No, that happened to me. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what? And I'm like, no, you just made me remember something. He apologized, and I'm like, no, we're fucking around. Like, I don't know what this is about, but like, I think I might have been raped. And I guess it was a double whammy because it made that dude go like, you could tell at that point for the first time in a long time he fell back. He was like, oh.
So with the assistance of his wife Andrea, a self-described psychic who is also a enthusiast of
self-described psychic,
yoga, crystals, and tarot.
Crystals and tarot.
Which
No, dude. This guy was raped from childhood. He's been raped this whole time.
Tells me either someone is curious about what my process is, or they're wanting to kind of see if
she
what I
do
do
be looking like a
similar
self-described psychic
to what they do, or if I'm not sure. I just know that something keeps telling me, show your process, or just I get this urge. It's not
the
I just
most
have an
raped
urge
individual. Good games for you to play on stream while I watch these videos. I mean, I've been doing my playthrough of Pokemon. It's kind of late right now. I didn't really feel like playing it. I just gotta wait for my family to leave. My family, my wife's family is here, so I've been spending a lot of time with her family. So I haven't been home. So hopefully when they're gone, I can get back into streaming a little bit more often. I go to work, dude. I go to work and then I leave to go hang out with them, and then I come home and I'm like, go to bed, do the same shit. Need to do playthroughs like My Side and Class of 09. That's true. I mean, I gotta find games like that. I don't know any more games like that.
share with you how I get started on my readings.
Using hypnotism, Dylan was able to unlock these repressed memories of his mother,
Dude,
who
yeah,
he
the
had
hypnotism,
recently
it
had
worked.
an argument with
She's like an
over
actual
the raising
psychic.
of their children. This, however, would cause additional problems for Dylan as people began to question his story, and
This is okay. This is why I hate these people. I know people. I know people who are like this, who like claim they're like witches, or like they can like see, you know, they have claimed they're like psychics and shit. The reason I hate them to a deep core, not because it's cringe, but because a lot of these people quote unquote care about like mental health, right? Like a lot of these people claim they care about people's mental health, and they claim they care about people like well-being. And they use these things as a way to solve certain people, like their friends or family or whatever it is. They convince these people that are a part of their lives that they can help them through these means. And I hate these people because of that. Because all they're doing is making it worse. Like realistically, right? This like Plague Moth here. If the story he's told is very, very true, where he was definitely like raised in this circumstance where he was abused and raped and all of these different things, like I'm not trying to be like, how do I put this? The things he's definitely done is his fault, but I don't think marrying a woman who claims she's like a fucking psychic and shit is I don't think that helps. And I think if anything, I would be more inclined to claim that she definitely has like a part to play in his downfall and in him getting even worse. Like she definitely has a massive part to play in that, because she's substituting genuine help with like tarot card readings and fucking psychic shit, which is just like not actually helping him. Like it's not going to get him any sort of help, and it's not going to change his life. It's not going to fix like what he went through. So it's like she's definitely a big reason why he's probably just a worse off person. Chad, I do have to get off pretty soon, by the way. It is
Old posts of his with various conflicting statements. Dylan has in the past proclaimed that he is proud of the fact that his audience is full of sex abuse survivors.
In a way, I'm glad that's part of the reason, like, in a way, I've attracted so many people who have had issues in their lives.
This is the same audience he has propositioned for nudes and donations, so perhaps understandably, multiple onlookers have questioned if Plague Moth's story was simply a way.
I'm glad my fan base is not like evil. I'm glad my fan base is all a bunch of like normal people that are like that seem like happy guys, happy men and women. I'm glad you guys seem like very happy people.
To ingratiate himself to other victims. However, victim blaming or questioning whether or not someone is a victim at all is something that should be reserved for great evidence to the contrary of those claims. Dylan is also not above exploiting his childhood trauma and using it as a weapon to win arguments. Plagued Moth in the past has made jokes about being pegged by his wife.
She totally pegs me. Me or him?
However, when Plagued Moth used the word pegged in a debate, and this was made into a joke,
I am not going to lie, there's a part of me that would believe that, but I'd peg you more as about 480.
He had this reaction.
No, I mean, I'm not afraid of sexuality, but that's not my thing, because I know you like to exploit the fact that I was raped because you don't understand what consent is and you love child exploitation. But no, I don't like anal because I was violated, thank you. So please respect my boundary of not talking about how I like to be anally violated, thank you.
No one has the right to tell a victim of assault how they should or should not behave. However, using your trauma as a weapon against others can make others question how seriously you take your own claims. In fact, this takes us back to the original point at which Dylan uncovered these memories, during which he was arguing with a coworker, revealed his trauma to said coworker, and caused them to not only stop arguing with him, but to apologize to him. Though his claims are likely valid, Dylan has an established pattern of using his childhood trauma as a weapon to silence criticism from others.
Okay. Yeah, we'll stop here. We can continue this though. 2 hours, it's definitely a full piece of content that I can watch while we do maybe some gaming or something. But Chad, I'm gonna head off. I just wanted to do a short little stream. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. I didn't expect a lot of you guys to show up, to be honest. But I'm going to end the stream pretty abruptly here because I'm hella tired. So I'll see you guys today. Technically, I didn't stream on... No, well, did I? Technically, I didn't stream Monday. I streamed Tuesday, but I'll still see you today, most likely. I might be able to get on stream after work. It depends on my work, but I'll see you guys later. Bye.